The forest was a blur of green and brown, the world a symphony of strange sounds. I was just a pup, barely wened, when the scent of my mother vanished. One moment, she was a warm, comforting presence. The next, she was gone. My siblings, a litter of clumsy, yipping balls of fur, huddled together for warmth, but their whimpers only amplified my own knowing fear. The scent of our den, a familiar mix of earth and fur, was now tainted with the metallic temps of blood and the acrid smell of fear. Something terrible had happened. My father, the strong alpha whose howl could silence the forest, was also gone. We were alone. Days bled into a hazy nightmare of hunger and cold. My siblings, one by one, grew quiet, their small bodies stilling beside me. Soon, it was just me, a lone, shivering pup in a vast, indifferent wilderness. Hunger was a constant, gnawing beast in my belly. I gnawed on roots, licked dew from leaves, and chased insects I had no hope of catching. Survival was a brutal, instinctual dance. My senses, once dull, sharpened to a razor's edge. I learned the snap of a twig that meant a predator was near, the rustle of leaves that signaled a potential meal, and the subtle shift in the wind that carried the scent of rain. One crisp morning, driven by a desperation that overshadowed my fear, I stumbled upon a new scent. It was musky, powerful, and utterly unfamiliar. Following it, I found a massive grizzly bear, a mountain of fur and muscle, feasting on a deer carcass. My instincts screamed at me to run, to hide, but the smell of fresh meat was an irresistible siren's call. I waited, my body trembling, hidden in the undergrowth. I watched as the bear ate its fill, its powerful jaws tearing through flesh and bone. When it finally lumbered away, leaving behind a treasure trove of scraps, I darted forward. That first taste of real food was a revelation, an explosion of life in my starved body. This became my new reality. I became a shadow, a silent observer of the forest's true hunters. I learned to track the great bear, to predict its movements, and to scavenge what it left behind. I was a ghost at the feast, surviving on the generosity of a predator that could have ended my life with a single swipe of its paw. The bear became my unwitting provider, a terrifying and yet essential part of my world. I never got close, never dared to reveal my presence. I was a secret, yet never knew it kept. As seasons turned, I grew. My legs lengthened, my muscles hardened, and a thick, gray coat replaced my puppy fluff. My howl, once a pathetic yip, deepened into a resonant call that echoed through the valleys. I was no longer a helpless pup. I was a young wolf, forged in solitude and hardship. I started to hunt for myself, my skills honed by months of observation. I brought down my first rabbit, a frantic, heart-pounding chase that ended in a burst of triumph. Then a squirrel, then a fat groundhog. I was a hunter, a provider for myself. One day, a new sound drifted on the wind, a sound, both strange and deeply familiar. A howl. Not the roar of a bear or the cry of a hawk, but a true wolf howl. It was a chorus, a symphony of voices rising and falling in perfect harmony. My heart hammered against my ribs. I had been alone for so long. The idea of others like me was almost too much to comprehend. Driven by a pull I couldn't explain, I ran towards the sound. I crested a ridge and saw them, a pack. They were magnificent, a dozen wolves of all shades of gray and black, moving with a fluid grace that spoke of family and unity. There was an alpha pair, their posture exuding confidence and authority. Surrounded by their pack, they played. They groomed each other. They existed in a web of connection I had only ever dreamed of. Fear-ward with an intense, desperate longing. I was a stranger, an outsider. Would they see me as a threat? I watched them for days, a lonely sentinel on the edge of their territory. I studied their hierarchy, their hunting patterns, their social rituals. I mimicked their howls from a distance, my lonely voice a question sent out into the night. Finally, I gathered every ounce of courage I possessed. I stepped out from the cover of the trees, my body low to the ground in a posture of submission. My tail tucked the pack, fell silent, a dozen pairs of yellow eyes fixed on me. The alpha male, a massive gray wolf, with a scar across his muzzle, took a step forward. A low growl rumbling in his chest, he circled me, sniffing, his gaze intense and calculating. The air crackled with tension. This was it. Acceptance or rejection, life or a brutal, lonely death. I held my breath, staying perfectly still, showing him I meant no harm. After what felt like an eternity, he stopped. He nudged my shoulder with his nose, a gesture so gentle it startled me. Then, he turned and walked back to the pack. The tension broke. One by one, the other wolves approached, their curiosity overriding their suspicion. They sniffed me, nudged me, and a younger female even gave me a playful nip on the ear. A chorus of welcoming whines and yips filled the air. Tears, I didn't know I could cry, welled in my eyes. I wasn't alone anymore. I had found my way home. I joined their hunt that evening, running alongside them, my paws thundering on the earth in sync with theirs. We moved as one, a single, coordinated force of nature. When we howled together under the full moon, my voice blended with theirs. No longer a solitary cry, but a part of a beautiful, powerful chorus. I was no longer the orphan pup, the shadow scavenger. I was part of a pack. I was home. And as I looked at the faces of my new family, ik know my long, lonely journey was finally over. A new one had just begun. Thanks for watching.